was widely sort of understood that this would be the sort of Iranian response. So when we heard Donald Trump say a day or two ago that one of the big surprises for him in the war was that the Iranians had carried out these attacks and tried to disrupt the Gulf economically, you know, I mean, you have to wonder who's advising him, and you have to wonder why people like Keir Starmer and Merz and Macron weren't trying to raise the alarm with him as well. You could see this war coming from space, and you could see it was widely understood what the response from the Iranians would be. So this whole global economic crisis that's now barreling towards us at a rate of knots has been perfectly predictable, easy to predict, and you have to wonder why more people weren't saying to Donald Trump before it happened, not least Keir Starmer, you can't do this, and this is why it would be so disastrous. But apparently no one wants to stand up to this guy, or very few people do.
Because it will impact Europe and Asia more than the Americans, because they are now they're an oil exporter. So because oil is a global market, it will make oil more expensive for consumers, but some of their big companies will profit from this because the oil price has gone up and they're an exporter. I think with gas, the Europeans will be much more affected than the Americans, because we're more reliant on liquid natural gas than America is, because, again, they produce so much of this stuff.
This is all true, but remember that these effects work through in stages. So it depends how long this war goes on. If it goes on for several weeks into a couple of months, you'd have already felt the direct effects, and then the second order and third order effects will come. Global capitalism is interconnected. So people like the Americans who might think they're insulated will find soon enough that the ripple effects will hit them. So, maybe they're overconfident now, but they shouldn't be.
And how pissed off are the Gulf states going to be with this? Because, I mean, there's kind of a deal, isn't there, with the Gulf states and especially the Americans, which is the Americans get to keep their military bases on their territory. I suppose until America became the net exporter of oil, America would buy their oil. And in return, America was supposed to guarantee their security. But now the Americans have started a war which they're bearing the brunt of. There aren't bombs falling in the United States of America. The bombs are falling in Qatar or Bahrain.